And it's been a long time. You shouldn't have left us, but
Okay.
we are back this month with our October reading of the Purple Pants Premonitions. And it can't be the Purple Pants Premonitions if we are not joined by the one, the only, the gangster to the Gurry, Gigi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, it's been so long. Hi, world. It's been so long since you've seen me, and I've seen you, and I've missed it around here. I've missed the Purple Pants Posse. I hope y'all ain't broke up with me. Y'all still remember who I am because I was a little, she was gone for a minute, but now she back at the jump off. The goons was in the club because something did jump off. Okay,
Okay.
we was fighting. We was tussling for a little bit, but now we back. We've been fighting them demons, fighting them shadows, and we like, okay, girl, it's transformation time. Okay, I'm on my Sailor Moon.
Oh, come on, Sailor Moon. I could be a Sailor Moon. Yes. Well, I am so excited to have a Purple Pants Premonitions. Sometimes I feel like you got to go with the spirit. Sometimes the spirit's not given. And
Yeah.
I am very in the era of my life where it's like I need to do what I want to do when I want to do it and how I want to do it. So it is definitely, trust me, I feel like we're always on different wavelengths, but we on the same accord. So
Okay, we in the same ocean.
right. Okay. The Pacific Ocean be whooping my butt.
Okay.
Listen, I'm excited to be back with you. And for a refresher to some new listeners, shout out to our YouTube channel and shout out to the Purple Pants Posse. But, give us a refresher. What is the Purple Pants Premonitions?
So the Purple Pants Premonitions started because Spicy Barcy and I, as we used to be like back in the day, was like we should have like a section where we are just talking about what's happening spiritually, what's happening energetically, like in the world. So the Purple Pants Premonition is an opportunity to gain some insight, gain some knowledge into what is happening energetically around you. Like people want to talk about Mercury retrograde. What is that? People want to talk about this solar eclipse that's happening. What is that? So we're going to dive into some of those topics as well as receive a little guidance through the modality of tarot. So I'll be doing a tarot reading as well as an oracle card reading to help to depict what are we focusing on throughout a specific period of time. How can you take advantage of that energy that's showing up? And it helps us to feel like seen. I know that I love doing the Purple Pants Premonitions because, to be honest, it lets me know that I'm not alone in that I be going through. You feel what I'm saying? And it always is like it opens up the pathways for conversations between the two of us because we find overlap in our journeys because we're all on a spiritual journey in some way, shape, or form. It's just about us recognizing it and finding people along the path that speak the same language that we do. So that is the Purple Pants Premonitions, me bringing that spiritual little woo woo to you, baby boo. Oh.
Yes. And then some might ask, how are you qualified to give us this spiritual woo woo?
That is a great question. You know what? I have been all over. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, like I'm that girl, but she knows a little something. She's done a little something. I've been on BuzzFeed, Black Friends Do Tarot Readings for the first time. I was in Vogue of December 2020, I believe it was, for the 13 astrologers you should follow in 2021. Should I keep going?
I
Like, listen.
mean,
Okay, she is actually in the process of publishing her first tarot deck that will be released in May of 2024, lovingly entitled Tarot for You and Me. So that
yes.
is what brings me to the table to be able to know a little something about tarot. I've been in these streets for a couple of years, so I'm grateful to also have the support and have the love and have the guidance that has gotten me to this point because I wouldn't be here without the people that have opened the pathways for me. So I have to say thank you to you, Bryce, as well for allowing me to have a voice on the show and also connect with all of your listeners as well.
Well, we are enamored by your accomplishments and the accomplishments that you have already completed and the ones that are coming your way. And it's truly a blessing to have you here because I feel like the Purple Pants premonitions gather in my life and sometimes gives, not sometimes, but really all the time gives me clarity and direction. And I always like will read the comments and then some people on Twitter, it's like, I needed that
Yeah.
today. So it's like, no, it really is important. And I think, because I be in these comments and stuff, and it's like I think and we were kind of sort of touching on this a little bit, but like, spirituality, right? Like, and some people are like, oh, I'm a Christian, I don't get into that. But I feel like you could be a Christian and still listen to a whole bunch of, you can still listen and take from the universe what you want to take from it. And the older I get, I feel like, I was raised Christian and I am a Christian, but I feel like I have become more spiritual, right? I've come
Hmm.
listening to the universe or listening to God and listening to the signs that are coming my way. And random of a random, but this is the Purple Pants Premonitions. So it's weird because I feel like I'm in a space of transition, right? Where I'm just transitioning, right? And
Absolutely.
uh, I feel like when you listen to people talk about transition, or when you listen to people that like take big jumps, they're like, I had to like bet on myself. I had to do this. I had to step out on faith. And it's like, it sounds good. And it's like, it makes
Hmm.
sense. But like when you are actually in it and you like, well, I got bills. I got a car note.
Okay.
I got rent. I got like,
Naysayers. You got people telling you no, that it's crazy, that you're tripping.
and it's like, I'm still supposed to take that leap. I'm still supposed to like who gonna pay these bit like so it really is kind of like just a scary space to be in. But I've been asking for God to like kind of like guide my steps or like tell me I'm in the right
Mm.
direction. And I feel like the universe has been giving me signs to be like, ooh, or like having a conversation with somebody and then they bring up something that it's so random, and it's like, why would you mention that in this conversation right now? Because to me, I'm like, wow, like you don't even know where I'm at, and like for you to even say that for me, it's like, oh, listen to that sign, or like so
Yeah.
it's I just really feel like I'm in a space of abyss, and it's like I really want to make the necessary moves and things that I need to do, but it's just scary. So I'm so excited to see what the cards have for the girls today.
Okay, listen, and I think that I love that you're talking about just like being in this space of transition. It feels like a death period. And I love that you use the word, I don't know if you use it either earlier or in the midst of this, but you talked about like being in the midst of like an era, right? And it's like you're transitioning from one era to the next. And in that transition between eras, something has to shift, something has to change, something has to die. There's this death period that we're finding ourselves in. And I find the timing of this very ironic that we're having this conversation because we are in the midst of eclipse season. And I know some people are like, what's the eclipse? It's like when the sun and the moon basically like overlap each other is basically like what an eclipse is. And that doesn't happen super, super often. I think throughout the year, it maybe happens like once or twice. And this one's supposed to be like called the Ring of Fire. I should know a little bit more about it, but all that I know is it's supposed to be pretty powerful. It's in the signs of the solar eclipse that's taking place tomorrow is in the sign of Libra. And that's all about balance, right? So, what you've been sharing with us so far is what you've been looking for having as far as like personal balance and also just like personal responsibility for what it looks like to take a leap and bet on yourself. And I think that that also connects to these themes of like how you view yourself and how you view like your own like
Mm,
personal worth. And Libra also kind of like makes us think about just like what does that look like for us, and what does that justice look like when it's being enacted in our lives but also in the lives of other people. And interestingly enough, so to depict what this looks like, the first card that I wanted to share is going to be the Lolo card. So this comes from my Earth Warriors Oracle deck. Ooh. This comes from my Earth Warriors Oracle deck. And with the Earth Warriors Oracle deck, basically you have the opportunity to stand in the light, okay? And what you can do is you see a big butterfly. Now, this big butterfly is showing you that you're in this period of transformation. When you think of a butterfly, what does that immediately make you think of? Doesn't it make you think of like I'm in a period of like evolving and emerging? What else does that evoke for you?
it invokes like I'm in the butterfly itself is like beautiful and
Mm-hmm.
angelic. But then it also makes me think of like when I specifically think about a butterfly, it's like I know what the butterfly had to go through to get to being a butterfly.
Absolutely. Yes. And it's just like with the butterfly, like taking up space, and we also have the phases of the moon, right? We know that the phases of the moon take, I think, 28 days to transit between like the new moon all the way to the full moon. So if you think about that, that's 28 days, that's 24 hours in each day. Hold on. I'm like, let me do the math about how many hours that is of time that it takes. That is 672 hours of time that it takes in order for you
Mm,
to be able to just like let things happen, let things take hold, right? Let yourself make sense of stuff. And also, just like it can be like a period of like, pushing forward. There's periods of release, there's periods of action, there's periods of having clarity. And the butterfly, this number 16, the number 16 in numerology breaks down to the number seven. It's a very strong spiritual number. So I love the number seven because whenever I think about it, I think of the seven wonders of the world, the seven seas. Like this number seven is magical and the number seven is universal. So I want you to think about, what does universal transformation look like for you? What does universal transformation look like for like the world that you're living in? Like what does your reality look like differently as you are going throughout the next couple of weeks, as we start with the solar eclipse on the 14th, and then we have the lunar eclipse taking place on October 28th, which is right after my birthday. My birthday is October 27th. So I'm very excited about that. So it's going to be a very like heavy time that portends you standing in the light. Now, what does it mean to stand in the light? And I think that's a good question. For me to stand in the light is literally to just be light filled, to be positive, to be joyful, to be sensual, to be charismatic, to be loving, to be authentic, to be genuine. Like that is standing in the light, being who the hell you are meant to be is what this is asking you to do. And a lot of people struggle with standing in the light and owning their truth and being their most authentic selves. And this is asking you to do what that looks like and say those things to the people that need to hear them. Because if you don't, nobody has
mm,
any clarity, no context as to what your dreams are, what your goals are, and how they could help those things manifest. So I think that really it's important for us to be mindful of the butterfly also as a totem. So I want to look this up. So, if you ever have you ever heard of like totem animals before?
I mean, heard of like totem pole, and sometimes
Okay,
it has like the animals carved in it.
good. That's a good way of thinking about it. I want to say it's native culture. Native culture looks at specific animals to have specific meanings and specific spirits that they bring with them. So the butterfly spirit represents joy, grace,
Mm,
perseverance. It also represents what you love to do, and it suggests that you trust that it is part of a much larger symphony in nature.
mm,
It also says this is a symbol of transformation and new beginnings, making it the perfect ally as you navigate this next phase of your professional journey.
mm, mm.
So, we are in the midst of transitioning professionally, career wise. Listen, I'm putting myself back out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. We're doing this a little longer. We being real cute with it, whatever, whatever. Putting it in that professional like lens. It's like I'm sharing something more than just like a little snippet. You're getting a full experience. What a reading would be like with Gigi if I was giving readings and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? What is the experience, the Gigi experience? How do I bring that to people? How do I not find fear in giving that to the world because of what I have internalized as far as what it means for me to stand in the light? My standing in the light does not look like yours. My standing in the light doesn't look
Mm.
like Brother Wendell's. You feel what I'm saying? My standing in the light doesn't look like Brother Jack's. Like it looks differently than other people. Doesn't look like Brother Rob. You feel me? I had to throw all the names out there. Okay, shout out to everybody. But it's
Yes,
all about figuring out what that looks like and rooting in that in this season for you. Does that make sense so far?
that makes a lot of sense. For me, even taking a step further, it's like you saying that like your light looks different than someone else's light, and it's like saying that it's like stop comparing yourself. Stop looking
Yes.
at other people and when they're in their light because that's not what your light is going to look like. And if you are trying to model after that, then it's like you're going to be disappointed. It's like standing your truth. So no, I receive it.
Yes. It also is kind of just like, what was I going to say? As far as like the standing in your light and just like being honest about like where you're checking in from, like everybody's check-in looks differently, and I think that we expect for certain people's check-in and certain people's light to look a specific type of way, and I think that this is one of those things where it's just like you have to just let it be what it's going to be. You feel what I'm saying? um and I
Hmm.
think that that's important. So the other part of this, it says you are unique. You are a divine
Unique.
and beautiful being. Okay, come on. Unique. You're a divine and beautiful being. You stand apart from the crowd. Sometimes this evokes jealousy or desire in others to possess in others who want to possess your light and beauty as their own. You never need fear another or believe that they can harm you. Allow yourself to be true to who you are. Do not try to hide your inner light and beauty. You are meant to be seen. Your soul is nurtured and protected by your love for Great Spirit, God, Source, the universe, your ancestors, whoever you'd like to fill in there. It says in a reading, don't avoid the spotlight or try to
Mm,
hide yourself, nor dull your light to appease another or your own fears. Your true inner divine light and beauty is meant to help others. And the only way that that can occur is if you allow yourself to fully be and express it. Do not shrink away from your magnificence when you feel challenged. Instead, step it up to an entirely new level of boldness. You have a gentle nature, but you are strong. If you've become obsessed with the beauty or power of another, it's time to come back to your own divine beauty, to unearth it, explore it, express it, and let it shine. Trying to blend in will drain the energy from you. Let those who are attracted to your light adapt to your level of divine expression. You are the benchmark, and they
mm,
will evolve to reach you.
mm,
You're the bar, baby. That's the message of the week. You are the bar, baby. You set the bar. And anybody that's not meeting
mm,
it needs to go. Any situation that's not meeting it needs to be
mm.
eliminated. Period, point blank, plain and simple. Can I get a bell on that, child? Okay. Listen. Very that. It's very much given you are the bar, baby girl. And you have to also just like be mindful that a lot of the time we function from a place of how we serve other people and the place that we take up in their lives instead of looking at the way that they take up space in our lives and what they bring to the table.
Mm.
And I think we've become so
Yeah.
focused, and it's not about bringing something to the table and having something to bring to the table. It's about having love to bring into the space, joy to bring into the space. Do you bring me joy? Even when I'm pissed off with you, I still love you. That's the benchmark. And if you're not bringing that, then how can you expect that from somebody else? And
Mm,
that's with work, that's with personal, that's with relationship, that's with every single aspect of connection, ship. You feel what I'm saying? That exists. So, where does that exist in your life is the main message that this eclipse is going to be bringing. Okay. Okay. So, we want some tarot
listen, I
cards, we want some
received it.
actions. We're going to get some actions
Yes,
because
give
we
us
need
some
to progress.
action. But even taking that a step further, I feel like I received that. I feel like in my love life area, right? I feel like
Hmm.
maybe in the last like 2 months, I you know, everybody got their little jump offs or whatever. And so I've come to this
Absolutely.
conclusion in my life that like you don't serve me, right? Like it doesn't like, and kind of like getting rid of the things that don't serve me. But sometimes I struggle with like people that aren't bringing that light to your life. It's like, but I love you, but I struggle with sometimes separating. I like, because it's like I don't want to be a mean person. I don't want to like, but it's like, yeah, you're not bringing much to this table. You're not bringing love, light, and joy to my spirit. But then it's like tend to stay or tend to keep that friend because, I'm so nice, I'm so loyal to people.
Are you a hoarder? Because it sounds like you're a hoarder of people, places, and things, which is fine, but it also can become a bigger issue. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get my charger because I don't need my computer to die, but I can still hear.
Yeah, no, I think I am a hoarder. It's funny because like I'm in my podcast studio and I have this cork board. And I used to have these cork boards when I first moved into where I'm currently living now. I used to have them all over, like
Hmm.
in my bathroom, in my kitchen, in my bedroom. And when I would go places or say I was at like a nice hotel and I had a napkin from the hotel, I would put on my cork board and I'm like, oh, it's the memory, it's this. But then it's like more recently when I'm like trying to declutter my house and my life, I'm like, I have so much of this stuff around that like
Uh, that you just got
the
shit
memory will
everywhere.
right, or just like, and it can be hoarder-esque, but, like, I like to keep things. I like to the memory, reminds me of
Of
great
holding on
people,
to
so
it.
it's
Listen, we over here, we are making up some things as we go because the computer almost died, but you know what? Still we rise, okay?
we okay.
Listen, sometimes you got to improvise, and y'all know how it go out here. But anyway, um, I feel like you can be a hoarder of stuff, but sometimes it becomes a little too overwhelming. And when you have too much stuff, what you supposed to do with that? All you do is add clutter, add clutter, add clutter. You have no space for nothing new. You know what I mean? And this is a period of releasing the old so that way you can get into the new.
Mm.
So we got to figure out what that looks like. So let's go ahead. We're going to listen. Thank y'all for being patient with me. We finding our angles, finding our light. Bam, that's better. We about to see what the tarot is. Oh, they said, girl, you can't be hopping into the tarot without praying. Okay. Ancestors, angels, Father God, Spirit guides, Mother Earth, all the angels and ancestors in the building. Thank you so much for this moment. Thank you so much to the Purple Pants Posse for this blessing. Let us know what information do we need to know for this eclipse season here, October 13th, 2023. It's Freaky Friday, October 13th,
Oh.
2023. Okay, it's a Freaky Friday. Yeah, get into it. So, I'd be over here rapping because I'm like, it's October 13th, 2023. October 13th,
Hey,
2023.
2023.
Okay, that's how I be getting my little cards. What do we need to know? What do I need to share with the tribe, with the people? In relation to Lolo and standing in the light. Okay, so we got one card. They said stop here
Oh.
for the time being. You see that, right? So,
I see they jumping out.
they jumping out. Can we clarify the Mother Star card? Thank you. Okay, so we have two cards that are coming out together that I want to focus on right now. We have both the Mother Star and the Ace of Swords. I hope y'all can see those really clearly. The Mother Star has the word yes on the bottom, and the Ace of Swords always comes up when we are at the very beginning of a new state of mind. So this transformation that we are talking about right now in this season is all about the way that we think. It's all about the way that we operate. It's all about the way that we plan. It's all about the way that we use our logic in order to like make a movement forward. So what this is asking you is telling you, yes, like get your mind together, get your spirit right, get your soul in alignment right now, because without that, you will not have the opportunity to progress. The Ace of Swords has the key words on the card. It has change and decision, but it also has success.
Mm.
Did that give you chills? Because I feel like that gave you a little something right there.
I feel like it's exactly change. Change is coming, but you got to make a decision and know that in that change and in that decision, success will come. And I think that that's really what has been holding me back. So that's right on time. That's
Let me go ahead and read the corresponding text. It says sometimes clarity arrives brilliant and true. Your decisions are not muddled by fear. Your thinking is nimble and keen. This is the energy that the Ace of Swords brings to you. If you need to instigate a confrontation, know that your words will be effective and precise. So that means if you gotta say something to it, yeah, say it and they're gonna get it. Okay? If a particular judgment call rests on your shoulders, trust that you are capable of making fair decisions that will benefit you, your business, and your comrades. This is the beginning of a beautiful new relationship with a more confident, more capable you. And the quote that it uses says, "The legacy of heroes, the memory of a great name, and the inheritance of a great example." So this is speaking directly, I feel like, to you right now. It's telling you, like, in the words of Kim K, get your up and work. Seems like nobody wants to work these days. Like, and it's telling that to anybody out there. Like, it is time for you to get up and work. And working does not look like having to be productive all the time. Sometimes
Mhm.
working is just thinking. Sometimes working is just speaking. Sometimes working is just being present. And like being present, like define what presence means for you today, not what it meant 3 years ago. You know that little trend on Instagram, show what you were like in 2017. That was 2017 you. This is 2023 you. So like we can look at that and we can be like, you know what I'm saying? But we need to be where we are today and use that energy to help push us forward. Now, Miss Mother Star, it says the path that has led you. I've never gotten this card and read this card. So the fact that the Purple Pants Posse is getting this, I've never read this before. So this is very interesting. So I'm going to
Mm.
show the card. The path that has led you to where you are today has been full of twists and turns. There may have been times when you doubted yourself and lost faith in your guides. The Mother Star appearance means you are coming to a place now where you can look back and see that every setback served a purpose and every failure taught you a much needed lesson. The strength, courage, and character you've gained along the way have made you into a unique and resilient person. It's time to step up and embody your full potential. The Mother Star holds a cup and a sword. She wears a pentacle around her neck and is flanked by wands. Her journey and soul exploration connect her in a balanced way to each suit of the minor arcana. And if she appears in a reading where you have a specific yes or no question, she represents a resounding yes. Her guide, the gentle
Mm.
three-eyed winged tiger, is also here to offer you assistance, vision, and strength as you embark upon this new chapter of transformation. There's that word again, transformation. It says, live the
Mm.
full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual. And this is from Ernest Hemingway. So, this in conjunction with the moon card coming up in reverse is really all about our subconscious feelings. And it's all about letting what's going on, like internally, come out to the surface. So, it's like that business idea. Yes, it's time. You know, that relationship, that person that you wanted to like holler at. Yes, it's time. That conversation you wanted to have with somebody that's been, you've been slow to start because you were a little nervous about it. Like, it's time. It's time to step out of fear into faith, and it's time to F it up. Okay? That's what this eclipse is bringing to us. It's F it up season. How you gonna act?
Mm. Act
How
bad.
you gonna
Act
act?
bad.
Okay?
Bad.
Okay. Baddie shot a clock. Baddie shot a clock. That's what it's giving right now. Okay. So that is our reading for eclipse season 2023, October 2023. Remember that you are standing in your light. Everything is coming up as a resounding yes as you are making decisions and acting changes that are going to be good for your life. And remember, subconsciously, you may be dealing with some dreams. Your dreams may be a little crazy. Your intuition may be a little off right now, or it may be spot on. But how are you allowing yourself to tap into that information that's coming up and allowing yourself to howl at the moon if you want to? This is a perfect time for you to start something brand new. Just figure out what feels best for you. Okay.
Okay. Yes, that's it's crazy how like setting intentions and being honest and be like, that just how the cards I feel like align and gave me the message that I felt like I was supposed to receive this morning or this week or this month or these past 3 months that I've been in my mind in this transition. So I am, I receive this purple pants premonitions.
Okay, even with all the little technical difficulties and stuff like that, they was like, no, we getting this word out. Okay, we getting this word out. I also love that everything that you spoke about came out in the cards without it, like, you know what I'm saying? So like those words were heard, your intentions were heard. Anybody that watches this, like, you'll receive the blessings that are coming your way, but it's about you trusting that you are able to receive them and you're deserving of them. So how you gonna act? And I feel like I say this ever so often, but it's like right now we have a specific vision that we should be leaning into. That is what you should be taking your time up with at this very juncture in your life. So this is me offering you, Bryce, like, take the leap, and I've got your hand. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it's a little
Mm,
flabby, but you know what I'm saying. She still got your hand. Oh,
yes. Well, I appreciate that so much. And I thank you so much for taking the time to deliver us our October Purple Pants premonitions. Before we go, if you could let the people know where they can follow, find you at, and any information you want to give us.
yes, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, well, formerly known as Twitter, but now X. Gangster Gurry, gangster with an A, because I'm gonna do that Buster ish over here, Gurry. I am also on TikTok at Gary DeAndre. Events that I have coming up, I will be doing an event called Divine Resets this upcoming Thursday at the Creative House here in New York City. Basically, what I'll be doing is talking about what it looks like to have a new beginning after having a beautiful ending, and doing this panel style with a couple of other beautiful practitioners, artists from all around New York. So if you're in the New York area and that's something you feel that you'd be interested in, holler at me. I can get you the connection to go ahead and get a ticket.
Yes. We love that. We thank you and we're appreciative. And this has been your Purple Pants premonitions for October. We'll let you know when we come back. Okay. We ain't putting a date on it. We'll be back when we get back. But this has been your Purple Pants premonition.
I said it's a I said it's a I said it's a purple pants premonition.